I have to feel what I do. I have to like people to be with them. I just cannot learn the art of being a hypocrite. I wish I could.
There is a name that reverberates unlike any other in the sacred halls of opera, where passion meets perfection and drama entwines with divinity. Maria Callas, her voice carried down the ages, enthralling listeners and igniting spirits. Under the surface of her remarkable career, however, is a story of controversy, a story of victory and turmoil that goes beyond performance. Maria Callas' life wasn't always easy, even with her incredible career. Callas rose from a difficult upbringing and family to prominence on the biggest stages in the world, commanding the stage with her unmatched vocal ability. She performed in front of audiences all over the world, took on some of the most difficult roles in opera without missing a beat, and hung out with celebrities like Marilyn Monroe and Queen Elizabeth II. Come along with us as we explore the mysterious world of Maria Callas, a singer whose unmatched talent and unflinching spirit were evident in every note she sang.
Vous supportez qu'on dise la Callas? Vous n'aimez pas,
Oui.
vous n'aimez pas mieux qu'on dise Maria Callas ou Madame Callas?
Non, non, on est habitué, je crois.
Et
C'est pas
dites-moi,
mal comme ça, enfin.
Cette personne-là qui a dit tout à l'heure, oui, c'est une grande artiste, mais c'est une dame qui a ses nerfs.
Eh bien, heureusement que j'ai des nerfs, sinon. Vous vous imaginez, si je suis sur scène sans nerfs du tout, alors vous direz, oh, qu'elle est moche.
Maria Callas was born on December 2, 1923, to Greek parents in New York City. She spoke candidly about her difficult upbringing and her connections with both of her parents. Callas' vocal prowess was first noticed by her mother, Litsa, who put pressure on her to perform. The soprano would later remark that this had a lasting negative impact on their relationship, saying, "I'll never forgive her for taking my childhood away. I was singing or making money for all the years I should have been growing up and playing." When Callas was 13, she went back to Athens with her mother and elder sister, enrolling in singing classes at the Greek National Conservatoire. Over the course of a 33-year career, she earned the loving nickname La Divina, as well as the admiration and respect of a large portion of the global populace.
You see, you said before that I have a beautiful and unique voice. I thank you.
Yes, I will say this again.
I would like to believe you, but I suppose my modesty does not permit me. As for beauty, it is a matter of loving my kind of voice or not. Some people say I have a beautiful voice, some people say I have not. It's a matter of opinion. Some people say I have a unique voice, and some people say it's just a whole big lie. That is also a matter of opinion. The only thing I can say is that people who don't like me can just not come and hear me, because when I don't like something, I just don't bother about it.
After hearing Maria Callas audition, her first teacher, Maria Trivella, said that her raw voice swirled and flared like a flame and filled the air with melodious reverberations like a carillon, and she waived all of the 13-year-old's tuition. Trivella had heard Callas perform as a contralto, but the teacher quickly determined that Callas was actually a dramatic soprano and went to work honing her vocal technique. Callas was a model student, fanatical and uncompromising, according to Trivella, who would later remark that she studied for 5 to 6 hours every day. Callas began studying with Elvira de Hidalgo at the Athens Conservatoire in 1939, and she attributes her mastery of the Italian bel canto singing technique to her time there.
Elle entendait tous les élèves, les coloratures, les ténors, tout. C'est pour cela qu'elle avait cette idée de chanter, de faire les notes élevées. Elle me disait, est-ce que je pourrais le faire, les picchettati? Je dis, si tu continues comme ça, oui, tu pourras faire tout. Tout. Mais si tu travailles comme tu travailles maintenant.
She was only 17 when she made her professional debut in early 1941, and both colleagues and critics referred to her gift as God-given soon after. During the height of her popularity and success, Callas' distinctive voice caused controversy. While some were moved by her obvious skill, others considered it harsh and piercing. One tutor even referred to her as having a great ugly voice in a way. Callas appeared in operas all around Greece during the ensuing years, and by the time she departed for America in September 1945, not even 22, she had already given over 56 performances in 7 different operas. Her big break came in 1949, when their original soprano fell ill, and she was called in with just 6 days' notice to play the lead in Bellini's I Puritani. Callas excelled brilliantly in the part, and had been in all of Italy's main theaters by 1951. She had not yet managed to see Milan's Teatro alla Scala, the most renowned of them all. Nevertheless, she made her formal debut there in December of that year, and La Scala served as her theatrical home for the majority of that decade. In 1956, she debuted at the Metropolitan Opera in New York, where she opened the season as Norma. A year later, she performed in the same role at the Royal Opera House in Covent Garden, London. Callas repeatedly visited the Royal Opera House in the 1950s and 1960s, referring to her time there as a love affair. In 1965, she would also make her farewell appearance on this platform in the role of Tosca, which launched her career.
On the whole, there are 2 people in me. I would like to be Maria, but there is the Callas that I have to live up to. So I'm coping with both as much as I can.
And in a crunch, who has to win, Maria or Callas?
I like to think that they both go together, because Callas has been Maria. In my singing and in my work, my own self has been there every second. I've done nothing falsely, I've worked with all honesty, so Maria has, if somebody really tries to listen to me seriously, one will find all of myself in there.
It started to become noticeable in the 1950s that Maria Callas' voice was starting to lose the enchanted quality that had previously helped her become so popular right away. The legendary soprano's former colleagues Giulietta Simeonato and Louise Casalati believed that Callas had accepted roles that were too hard and roles that were too light, too soon. In other places, her spouse ascribed the hormonal shifts brought on by an early menopause, while other commentators and prominent soprano Joan Sutherland linked Callas' vocal alterations to her 36 kilograms weight loss. Tito Gobbi, a close friend of Callas, stated that Callas was experiencing a lack of confidence rather than vocal problems, adding, "She was at the top of a career that a human being could desire, and she felt enormous responsibility. She felt obligated to give it her all every night, and perhaps she lost faith in her ability to do so." Soprano Renee Fleming offered yet another theory regarding how her breath support may have been impacted by her altered posture. It's not the weight loss per se, but if one uses the weight for support and then it's suddenly gone, and one doesn't develop another musculature for support, it can be very hard on the voice. Similar was Callas' own statement, which she gave in 1977, just before her passing. "I never lost my voice, but I lost strength in my diaphragm. I lost my bravery and fearlessness as a result of those biological concerns. As a consequence, my voice wobbled because I overstrained it."
You recently said in a newspaper interview, "I believe I must be just a little American kid at the back of my mind because I wanted someone Prince Charming to come in and take me away."
Very true.
You think he ever will?
Up to now, he hasn't. Or rather, he has. But the man I'm talking, of course, it was only the second man and probably the only one, the non-husband, Mr. Onassis. And you see, you hope a lot. Maybe it's my fault. I put a man on a pedestal. And I hoped a lot, and I probably was disappointed, and probably was my fault.
Maria Callas' romantic life mirrored the turbulent nature of the operas she sang. Her excellent career was mostly hidden from the public eye by a string of passionate loves. Throughout her life, Maria Callas engaged in a number of high-profile relationships, including her turbulent union with Giovanni Battista Meneghini and her notorious liaison with Aristotle Onassis. Although it was tense, Callas's union with affluent Italian industrialist Meneghini offered stability. Rumors of adultery and conflict dogged their union despite their opulent lifestyle. The relationship between Callas and one of the wealthiest and most influential men in the world, Onassis, was the subject of tabloid headlines. Her marriage ended as a result of their affair, which shocked the public. However, despite Callas enjoying the attention that Onassis gave her, their relationship was characterized by treachery and heartache. Callas was upset when Onassis left her to wed Jacqueline Kennedy. She finally rekindled their relationship as dependable friends because she felt comfort in Aristotle Onassis' familiarity despite their ups and downs. Towards the end of her life, Onassis turned into a reliable figure, a consoling companion she could rely on. Their relationship survived it all, proving the strength of friendship even in the face of romantic turmoil.
But one senses that you are searching for something.
No, I don't search anymore. I'm at peace with myself, and I accept myself as I am, with my limits, with my advantages. And now, on December 2nd, I will be 50 years old, and I'm proud of every minute of it. I have made the proper decisions. I have made mistakes. I've held a poker face when things go sour, which is something that everybody should.
For a number of years, Maria Callas lived alone in Paris. On September 16, 1977, she passed away there at the age of 53 from a heart attack. 4 days later, her funeral was held at St. Stephen's Greek Orthodox Cathedral, which is located near the Arc de Triomphe on Rue Georges Bizet, named for the well-known French composer. After Callas was cremated, her remains were initially stored at the Père Lachaise Cemetery Columbarium, but they were later taken, as the famous soprano had wished. Callas's ashes were dispersed from the Greek shore into the Aegean Sea following their recovery. As the final curtain rises on the exploration of Maria Callas's life and contributions, her voice reverberates, an immortal testament to her craft and devotion. Even though she may no longer be on stage, everyone who was impacted by her music still feels her presence. Maria Callas, a diva, a legendary soprano who will always be remembered in the annals of opera history.